Okay, hi, this is Brent from TradeGuild.blogspot.com, and it is on November 14th, 2006. And today was a pretty spectacular day. Towards the end of the day, towards the beginning of the day, it was pretty lackluster. The S&P 500 broke through a 6-year high at 1389. And as it broke through that high at 1389, some trade programs kicked in, and it just absolutely took the market uh, up very quickly, very fast. So I'm going to show you a little 15-minute chart here. This red line right here represents that 1389 level, and you can see what happened here around 2:45 p.m. today. It was off to the races. A large part of that strength today that we saw was in the semiconductors. I'm going to pull up the semiconductor holders, and here's that chart. And let's see here. You can see today I posted a couple notes on the tag board today earlier this morning. I think maybe around 11 o'clock as this was happening, this breakout above this consolidation right here. Here's what it looked like on an intraday chart. I'm going to back up a little bit, and here's the open right here, and you can see we busted through this resistance level right there, pulled back, and from there it was off to the races in the semis. So as this was happening right in here, I posted a couple notes, said, the semiconductors are breaking out, and watch your semiconductor plays there. So another sector that was hot was retail today, and home builders was hot. And I'm going to pull up a chart here, DHI, and this is going to be kind of interesting, I think. DHI is DR Horton Residential Construction, and they topped expectations today, and the stock was up 9.5%. And home builders across the board really benefited from the move in DHI and in the home builders to follow up on. I'm going to show you a few other things. BHS. Okay, this is Brookfield Homes. You can see the nice move here, 7%. One thing I want to show you, I don't really show you that much the Snapsheets platform, but I'm going to show you a couple things that I look at in it. And here in Snapsheets, there's all kinds of different indicators. I've got quite a few tabbed right here on the side of the actual program. But you can see down here in the bottom I have percentage held by institutions, percentage held by insiders, and I just have a little price chart up here. This is very interesting information for me. I mean, you don't know the exact amount of shares being held by institutions because I think they're not required to report unless it's 5% beneficial ownership or something like that. And a lot of hedge funds aren't required to report. But they're, when you see something like this on a chart, within a couple months here, go from maybe 47% up to 63%. That's a big jump in home builders. That's a big investment, a lot of money coming in there. So this is one of the reasons I like to use Snapsheets. Snapsheets comes for free with Telechart 2007, and there is probably, I don't know, 50 or 60 different indicators you can use. Plus you can chart fundamental data if you want to chart sales and PE ratios and whatever you want to chart in fundamentals. They have it available here. So that's one thing that I found pretty interesting. We're going to look at Snapsheets again later. So here's BHS, another home builder. So it looks like residential construction is kind of coming alive here, and there may be some opportunities there. We're going to have to take a look at that. Let me follow up here. What's next? I have for you GGXY was on a video I did, I think it was this Sunday. I also mentioned this stock on October 3rd. This is Golf Galaxy Sporting Goods, and this stock really looked pretty interesting to me a couple days ago. This is what we were kind of looking at, and it's not really a flag, but a nice little consolidation here off that big rise. And volume was bumping up down here in these days. So I suspected something was up. Sporting goods is not something I would normally follow, and this one caught my attention. So what happened today? I guess they had a buyout offer or something, and they're up almost 18% in a day. So big move in GGXY. Another big mover for us recently has been SLXA, and I'm going to cover this in greater detail because there's some lessons to be learned here from this chart. But SLXA, here's another view of it. I was mentioning this stock, I think, all the way back in June is when I started mentioning it, and I started buying the stock, and I actually added to the position on this shakeout here, and we've rode it up to this level, and it blasted off for us the other day, and that was up almost 30%, 29.5% in one day. I sold out that position, so that's a windfall gain. I'm just going to take it and be happy. Next up, and I don't have, hold on, LTRX. I don't have the dates that this has been mentioned on the blog, but it's been mentioned quite a few times recently. And it had a pretty good day today. It's supported off this $1.55 level around that area, which it's been supporting off of recently. So LTRX, I think, is an interesting trade. It was my top candidate yesterday for a buy. I actually chose to add to another position instead, but I like LTRX a lot, and I think there's good things to come there. I did a chart over the weekend for somebody on the tag board, actually for Cliff on the tag board. I want to thank Cliff. He's out posting our site on Yahoo message boards, and we're getting traffic from it. I want to thank him, and I appreciate it. If anybody can do something like that, we appreciate it. I think the more people we have, the better, and we have a great community here, so we'll maintain that. Anyway, Hum, we talked about, and it was just a bad looking stock, and I mentioned I thought maybe it might bounce, and it might set up a short opportunity around this 200-day moving average. So I think that's still viable. I'd maybe phase into that position, put a toe in the water and see if it starts moving in your favor and add to it. So that's HUM. Follow up on that. I have for you a new stock here, NTMD, and this stock was brought, I think, today by KJ from the tag board, and actually he's had a lot of great ideas lately. So this to me looks like let me get a cleaner chart here. This to me looks like some kind of a triangle base that's forming over here. And I think it's ready to go. I think it's going to break out any day now, maybe even tomorrow. If we look at the Bollinger Bands, if I can find them here, and let me take those trend lines off, you can see they've really pinched down, they've narrowed down, and a lot of times you get a nice move out of a pinch like that. So I think the stock looks good. It looks really interesting. It looks like it's bottomed out and it's based a little bit. So keep that one on your radar. Let's see what I have for you next. STEM. Okay, we've been all over STEM. We had this on the blog back in October, and we were saying the biotechs are going crazy. So STEM has had a little pullback here on just diminishing volume there, so that's good. And one of the interesting things is when you have gaps like this in candlestick charting, in the vernacular of candlestick charting, they're called rising window gaps when they're ascending. And typically the bottom of the gap will act as support, and more or less that's what we're seeing happen here. So this gap is acting as support. Also, I guess you could expect to see some support in this area as well. But STEM looks really good, and I think probably STEM is getting ready to make another move. So I would keep an eye on that. Certainly if it broke down below that gap, I'd be concerned. Let's see what else we got for you. VERT. And this is a stock that just made a huge move. And what I want to show you, it was up 35% today. What I want to show you was 3 days ago. Look at what happened 3 days ago. It was up about 5% over here, but look at this huge volume. So I always say volume precedes price, and look what happened the next day. We were up 16%. Next day after that, 36%. This is not one I saw or warned anybody about, but it's one that certainly made a nice move, and I think it is worthy of keeping an eye on. Very volatile, but the lesson really here is that volume precedes price. So that's going to do it for this video. I'm going to come back with one more with some more ideas, and then we're going to look a little bit closer at what happened with SLXA. Okay, be right back.